So we're in Camp Liberty down here at Mountain View Ranch in Southern Oregon for a few days, and we've had some questions about Camp Liberty on Instagram. Make sure you're following along at #camp_Liberty, and we're going to be getting ready to launch our YouTube channel on Camp Liberty as well. So we got an Instagram message from #OnlyTheStrong, and he's interested in maybe purchasing a camp and what kind of upgrades we put in the camp and what kind of things we wish that we had put in the camp. Well, the funny thing is we just got back from Utah about 2 weeks ago, and we had some extra upgrades done on our camp, which David can talk to you about later. But let me show you the inside of our camp and what we really love about having this travel trailer, which is our travel trailer we travel all over the country in, called Camp, because they're modeled after the old sheepherders camps. And I'm going to show you some of the upgrades that we did on this camp. Now this is our second camp, just so you know. Our first camp was Camp 216, which we had for about 2 years, and we sold it to a fabulous couple in Mount Pleasant, Utah, and they are absolutely loving Camp 216. And then we upgraded and got Camp Liberty. So in Camp Liberty, some things that we didn't have in 216, which we do have in Liberty, is we added, because we are ham radio operators, and if you're a ham radio operator, there's nothing better than having Anderson power pole in your RV, trailer, or camp, and we added those here. So we can plug in our ham radios right here, have an antenna outside or up on the roof, and we are ready to go with our ham radios. So that's kind of an upgrade. We also added USB ports throughout the interior of the camp, and those are located right here. And these covers kind of help protect them while we're traveling down the road. But we have these USB ports everywhere throughout the camp. So the USB ports we added on David's side of the camp. This is where David sits, and my side of the camp, this is where I sit. So we actually have USB ports on both sides of our, right by our table that pulls out underneath. We also have USB ports on the headboard, which we didn't have a headboard before in Camp 216. We do, and we really enjoy having that extra space for pillows or books or extra storage. But also we have USB ports on my side of the bed, which is this side, and on David's side of the bed, which is the other side. And we also have USB ports up on the very top. That's where we store our extra blankets up there. So we have USB ports up there. And it's really nice to be able to charge our phones. You know, everything right now is run off of USB. So anything that you can plug into USB, you can charge in several areas just in the back part of the camp. We also added a fantastic fan, which is run by remote, and that's right here. And it's nice to be able to let air in or out. And it opens up, so on a hot day you could get some fresh air inside. On a, if you want to get air in, you can get it in. It can go in or out, either way. But it runs off of a remote, and the fantastic fan was an excellent upgrade for us to do, especially here at the ranch, where it can be like over 100 degrees in the summertime. We want to have that extra air flowing through the camp, so we like that. We have a heater here. Our heater switch is right here. So you'll notice the curtains in our camp, which I just absolutely love. 1950s bark cloth, and I collect bark cloth, and I kind of really wanted something really special for Camp Liberty that you know, would just be something that we would always have. And so I've had this fabric for over a year, and when we went to order our camp, we went to Utah, and we actually went to the manufacturing facility with Weston and Mike and the guys, Kyler, and you know, they're kind of like family. So we went there, and I took my bark cloth with it, and I wasn't sure if it was actually going to be enough bark cloth, but I ordered this a year in advance. I love the pattern. It's the National Park theme, 1950s vintage bark cloth, and they absolutely turned out perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. So to our surprise, when we went to pick up Camp Liberty in Mount Pleasant, we drove out there, and we're really excited to pick up our new camp. When we arrived, Mountain View Ranch, this is our Mountain View Ranch logo for our ranch. It was actually engraved in the base plate here of the trundle. So this is pretty exciting to have Mountain View Ranch in Camp Liberty, because where we use her the most is probably on Mountain View Ranch. So before we swing to the front part of the camp, and I can show you what we've added there, we're still in the back part of the camp. So this is our pull-out table. So it's nice and convenient because it pulls pretty much full length, but it slides in. So when you're bouncing down the road, this doesn't come out. It just stays. It's pretty solid in there. It's a solid piece of wood with a Formica laminate on top, and I really love that. And I actually picked out my own hardware. When we built the camp, the hardware that they had wasn't really my taste, and so I actually found hardware that I really liked, and I sent it to them, and then they installed it on the cabinets. So these are custom built, so you can kind of add your own touches to a camp that's being built for you because they're custom. They're not manufactured 100 in a month. They're manufactured one at a time, maybe two at a time if they've got two in production, but it's a family-run business, and the quality, you're just not going to find this in another RV. Residential queen-size mattress on top. This pulls out, this whole section here pulls out to the end of the cabinets, and you got a full-size mattress in here. So we added lighting underneath all of our cabinets, inside and out. So it's one single switch inside the camp. It turns on all the lights, and that way all the lighting underneath the cabinets is always lit, which is really nice. We didn't have that in Camp 216, so we do have that here. So one thing we really love about having our camp is being able to live stream on TV. So we have this wonderful TV monitor here, and we use an HDMI cable to stream either Netflix, Amazon Prime, whatever you want to stream, YouTube, whatever. So something that we don't have that we would want to have if we ever get lucky enough to get a third camp, who knows, it would be to have HDMI ports added probably behind the TV and also up by the headboard. We'd want to have those added to our next camp. So that would be something to think about if you're going to order a camp, to add the HDMI plugs ahead of time so that you don't have to run cables everywhere. That would be something that I would suggest. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the middle of the camp. So we looked at kind of the bedroom and also the living room of the camp. We're going to look at the kitchen and the middle.